Hi viewers, welcome to YouTube channel Pathshala Education Trust School. So today I am going to teach 5th class English. So unit 1, that is the rainbow lesson. So I am going to teach this lesson today. So before going to the lesson, I would also teach you the sentence, what is all about the sentence, or afterwards, like at the ending also I can teach. At the ending we'll go through the sentence. So now I'll teach you the lesson. Let us read the paragraphs. So all of us have seen the rainbow, right? We have all seen the rainbow, how beautiful it is, right? I'm going to read the paragraph now. All of us have seen the rainbow and its beautiful spectrum. The spectrum of rays gives visual delight. There were many stories related to the rainbow. Here is one such story. The lesson name is the rainbow, and here we are going to hear a story regarding the rainbow and how beautiful the spectrum is, and how the spectrum rays are usually delighted. So this story is related to the rainbow. So we have many stories about the rainbow. So one among those are this story. So let us see what is it. Children, listen carefully the story. So read the paragraph along with me. A little girl named Anita lived in a village. So a little girl, her name was Anita. Okay, she was living in the village. She had no parents. So sad that Anita is not having parents. So her grandmother, who was extremely poor, took up the responsibilities of this little girl. So see, Anita, this girl, Anita is not having mother or father. Okay, it's very sad that she is not having parents, and she is living with her grandmother. She is living with her grandmother. So, and the grandmother is really very poor. They are very poor. Okay, but still grandmother took the responsibility of Anita. Responsibility in the sense like taking care of Anita, because she don't have the parents, right? So her grandmother is taking care of Anita. So Anita did not have any friends or brothers and sisters. So Anita is not having any friends at all, or she is a lone child. So she don't even have brother or a sister. She talked with her pet parrot to pass away her time. Okay, so here she used to talk with the pet, one of the pet. Okay, that is parrot. She used to talk with the parrot to, to get time pass for herself. She used to talk with the pet parrot. She was very kind to all animals and very friendly towards them. So this girl Anita is very friendly. She is very friendly with all animals. She is very kind. So all the animals used to love her even. Once this village was severely plagued by drought. Okay, severely plagued by drought. There were no rains. So there were a great shortage of water. There were no crops and people started dying. So drought in the sense like they don't have water in the village, and people, there are no rain, so they don't have water at all in the village. So there are no crops. Even without water, no crop will be, right? So people started dying, for the no way of getting water in the village. So people started dying. Okay, so to escape this calamity, some people went to their cities. So from this village, some people went to the cities because they don't have water here. They don't find any changes in the village. So they felt like living here they'll die. So they all, some among them went to the villages, or some among them went to the cities. Okay, but poor Anita had to stay back in the village as her grandmother's conditions was very bad. But this girl Anita couldn't move anywhere from the village because the grandmother, who is lying on the bed here in the picture, her condition was really bad, like she's not feeling well, she's feeling ill. Okay, so that is the reason this Anita couldn't go from the village. Let's next move to the page number 6. So every day Anita would look up at the sky and pray for the rains to come, but no use. This little girl Anita used to pray the God, like, God, we don't have water, please give rains to our village so that they can able to find some water, right? So every day she used to look up the sky and she used to cry and she used to say, like, God, please help us, give some water, give some rains. So one day Anita's grandmother's condition became critical and she said, Anita, my dear child, I am so thirsty. Can you bring me some water? Anita became very sad as she knew that there was no water in the nearby wells. But she decided to make an effort. She took her earthen pot and went from well to well in the village, but could not find water. She then walked in the direction of the city. So what happened? One day, Anita's grandmother's conditions was really very bad and it's critical, in the sense it's like very bad condition. So what did the grandmother asked Anita, like, Anita, my dear child, can you get some water for me? Because she feels thirsty. She wants some water. Thirsty in the sense like she feels to drink the water. So Anita became very sad knowing that in the village, in all wells, there is no water at all. But still, she took the pot and she went to well to see whether it has a water. But no use, that there is no water in the village. So finding the water, what she did, like, she's walking and she went to the city, in the direction of the city she's walking. So it was quite afternoon. Hot afternoon, and there was no shade, as all the leaves of trees had done. Anita walked and walked, but she could not find water anywhere. All along the road, Anita could see dying men, women, children, and animals. See, it's a time like afternoon. She's been walking to get the water. She's walking. She's nowhere she can find the water. Even there is no green trees, because there is no water. How can the green trees can be, right? So while she's going in the way, she find many people dying for the water. Many people, like children, animals, are dying for the water. Anita was so tired that she could hardly walk now. Even she need water, right? So in searching of water for her grandmother, she's been walking long distance. So after some time, she felt it is hard for her to walk. So she sat under a big shady tree and went to sleep in no time. So she found a very big shady tree where she felt like sitting there. She lied. Okay, she went for a sleep. No time she went like into the sleepy mood. A kind fairy saw Anita and filled her earthen pot with water. So there was a fairy in the sense like it's like someone from the up comes, So she have seen the earthen pot was empty, so she filled with the water. Okay, it's like a goddesses. When Anita woke up, she saw the pot full of water. Now when Anita saw it was like full of water, she was overjoyed. She was overjoyed in the sense it's like happiness, and started walking quickly towards her village with the water pot. Okay, she was started walking because she wants to give the water to the grandmother. She was walking towards her village. On her way back to the home, she came across a dying dog. So while she's coming with the full pot of water, on the way she has seen a dog which is dying because of no water. It is dying. She thought to herself, my grandmother doesn't need so much water. So the pot is full, right? So she thought like, no, the grandmother doesn't take total pot, right? So she can give some water to the dog. So let me give a little water to this dying dog. And she poured a few drops of water into the dog's mouth. The dog started moving and stood up. So from the fully pot, she gave a little water to the dying dog so that it stood and it started walking. So Anita surprised, the eternal pot turned to silver now. See, the pot which was muddy, so that was turned into silver. And now Anita walked speedily and the dog too followed her. So the dog which was dying, Anita poured some water to it, right? It was alive now. And it became active and it also walking along with Anita to grandmother's house. Now she is walking speedy and the ethanol pot has turned into silver color. And next, she saw, as she was nearly her village, Anita saw a cow that was half dead. So on the way, like towards the village, she found a cow which was half dead. Half dead in the sense it's almost like it's going to die. Okay, it's going to die. She poured some water into the cow's mouth and the cow blinked its eyes and followed Anita. So what happened? This little girl Anita had a pot, right? Silver pot. From then again she poured some water into the cow's mouth. So what happened? The cow started blinking its eyes and got up and followed Anita. Again, a cow and dog are following Anita now. This time she discovered that her silver pot had turned to gold now. So she observed the pot which was in the eternal pot has turned to silver. Now silver pot has turned to the gold. So when Anita reached home, so she came across at the entrance gate a beggar dying on her doorsteps. He was saying water, water very slowly. So she came to the house. So when she came to the house, she have seen a man, a beggar who is like about to die, and slowly he was whispering like water, water. So after seeing at the entrance gate itself, after seeing it, what happened? Let us see. Anita gave her some water. Okay, gave him some water from her golden pot before entering her house. An unexpected strange thing happened immediately after this. So what happened? Anita gave some more water from her golden pot to this dying beggar. So what happened? Immediately, unexpected thing was happened immediately. What was his unexpected thing? Look, it is very very exciting thing now. See, her golden pot flew up into the sky and turned into beautiful strips of 7 colors. The golden pot which was in the hands of Anita flew up in the sky and that made a 7 colors, that is rainbow. 7 strips of colors, that is rainbow. Anita looked at it and gave a shout of surprise. Shout of surprise in the sense like, oh, it's like a surprise. Okay. Her grandmother came out wondering what had happened. So grandmother came out like, what happened? What happened? All of a sudden, dark clouds gathered in the sky. Like it's like when it is rainy, how it looks, how the sky looks. It looks very dark, right? So a drizzle was followed by a heavy downpour, drizzling. It started to drizzle, and it is like a heavy rain. It rained heavily. The people in the village started dancing at his unexpected phenomena, and Anita was extremely happy for that. From that date onwards, we see a rainbow in the sky mostly during the monsoons. So during monsoons, in the sense, this is a season. Okay, if you observe, this is a season, this is a monsoon season where we can see rainbow in the sky. So it's this is a rainy season, right? Now we can see when it is we can observe very frequently these rainbows will be coming. Okay, this is the story about the rainbow. Is it a very good story? How good Anita was, right? Very little girl, had very good she walked to get the water. Very nice story. I loved it. I hope you also loved it. Please read the story. Read very carefully. And let us discuss about this now. So here we have listen and speaking. Okay. This is like about 2 persons talking. Okay. This section is aimed at improving the student's oral communication, encourage the student to take up the role play. It's like a role play. Having two here, we have to make a role play. See, you should also try, children. You should also try doing this. Okay. So see, mother and Shona. Okay. So what happens? Let us see. I think it is very exciting, right? Let us look now. This Shona. Okay. Sohan, you're completely wet. Is it raining heavily? So the mother was asking Sohan, you're completely wet. Completely wet in the sense like he is fully wet. In the rain, he was fully, like it is totally, he went into the rain, so he became very wet. Okay. So you're completely wet. Is it raining heavily? The mom asked. Now Sohan is replying, yes mom, it is raining heavily. So Sohan says like, yes mom, yes, it is raining heavily. Now mother, you should have waited for some time. Yes, mother is saying like, you should have waited some time. Now Sohan replies, yes, but it was quite cloudy and the downpour was heavy. So it was very, this is a rainy season now. We see more clouds, right? And it's like we have heavy rainfall. Now next, mother, did did not you have an umbrella? Sohan said, no, I had not. So mother says like, you don't have umbrella. Then Sohan said, no mom, I don't have. Mother says, you're quite wet, dry yourself. Now mother says like, you have to wet yourself. Okay. So this is all about the speaking, listening and speaking story also. Please stress the right way. Okay. This is other topic. Well, continue later. From here, these three I'll continue later. Okay. Thank you so much, children. Please be careful while reading. If you're not able to read any words, please underline and come back to us. We'll explain you. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.